Y'all planning for this?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Reading Time with Jarvis. Normally in this episode, I highlight other books and resources that I have read that have made an impact on my practice. But today I want to highlight for you my own book, Deliver Massive Value. And actually what I want to do is play for you a snippet or two from my audiobook, the sections that have had the biggest impact on my practice. Now, obviously, they've all had an impact on my practice, or they would not have made it to the audiobook. But I wanted to give you a taste of the audiobook so that hopefully, and most importantly, you can take these lessons that have had such an impact on my practice and implement them in your own practice. Because as always, it is only the things that you implement, only the action you take that counts. Enjoy.
Lots of advisors charge an upfront financial planning fee, and I admit they have good reason for that. As advisors, we spend our time looking at the prospect situation and developing customized advice. And even with the most compelling and carefully crafted prospect process, the potential for a prospect to walk away is always looming. Even so, I do not personally charge a financial planning fee. Part of this is legacy. About 16 years ago, I decided not to charge for that initial financial planning session simply because not many other advisors in my area were, which resulted in prospects saying, "Matt, I don't understand why I should pay you a fee for something that Dave down the street says he'll do for free." Instead, I simply consider my one-page financial planning part of the onboarding process, and I'm consistently delivering value by using the tips and principles throughout this chapter and the rest of the book. Prospects can't help but be impressed when I tell them, before you pay us $1 in fees or trust us with a penny of your nest egg, we want to show you exactly how we can help you achieve your financial goals. And then they're already looking forward to the value I'll bring them once they actually start paying me. Tips for prospecting success. Here are a handful of tips for smoothing out your system and finding even greater success with your prospecting and onboarding process. Maintain an environment of success. From the moment your prospect enters to the moment they leave, everything needs to be carefully curated to best reflect the practice you want to be. There are no accidents in your office, no details that haven't been fully thought out in terms of their effects. From the reading materials available in your waiting room to your nice tailored suit, the environment you're creating for your clients begins the second they walk in the door, and every detail matters. For example, I have a great deal of books in my office, and no cheating here, I've read every single one. Important side note, my collection hasn't always been this big. It started very small, but that's the kind of thing you have time for when you harness the power of systems. Almost every single time a prospect walks in, they ask someone on my team, "What's with all these books?" The response everyone on my team knows to give is, "These are all books that Matt has read." Why? So that if the client asks, "Why has he read so many books?" the answer is, so that you don't have to. Always have an answer. Feel free to use any of the scripts I provide here in this chapter or throughout the book. However, keep an eye out for where you can anticipate needing to field a question again so you can write down a great answer now. For example, when I ask people if it's okay with them if I show them a few ways to save money on their taxes, some will say, "Well, hey now, I want to make sure I pay all the taxes I owe." I'll respond with something cute like, "You know what? Our philosophy is to pay the IRS all of the money that you owe them, but let's not leave them a tip." That's my line. I'm always ready with it, and it sounds as natural as can be whenever I need to pull it out and use it. Don't take the wrong clients. Not everyone will make it to the next stage of your prospect process. If they don't seem like a good fit, just say so. Based on the information that you've given me, it sounds like you might be better served by someone else. And then tell them whomever you think it is that will be the best fit. An attorney, an accountant, a financial advisor down the road. But even in these last moments of the discussion, you're still adding value. I like to explain it as follows. Just like if you needed brain surgery, you would go to a neurologist, not a cardiologist. In this situation, you need a specialist for your needs, and I'm just not that specialist. However, I would be glad to personally introduce you to the person who is that specialist. Remember, the whole point of making your business a system is that you aren't leaving any gaps for your pristine customer service to fall through. It's important to screen aggressively. When people call my office, one of the first things they are asked is, have you reviewed who we work with on our website? If they haven't, we simply suggest that they take a look and call us back. Action steps. To build a sustainable business, you know you have to be constantly prospecting, but this is where so many advisors fail to measure up and fail to provide the right prospect experience that translates interested parties into top clients. But not you, not anymore. From now on, your prospect process is based all around your potential client's needs at every stage of the way and is perfectly positioned to usher the best client in the door. Follow these key steps to keep your prospect pipeline moving smoothly and new clients lined up and waiting to sign. Number 1, look at every detail of your prospect experience in your office. What needs to be improved on to project an image of a highly successful business? What can you change to make the prospect feel even more valued? Number 2, scrutinize your current intake form. If it's more complicated than a handful of questions, and if you'll have to re-answer those questions again anyway, re-examine your paperwork and simplify what you're asking the prospect to do. Number 3, be prepared. Use the scripts throughout the chapter and the rest of the book to prepare yourself for good responses to common situations you'll find yourself facing. You and your staff will never be caught scrambling again. Number 4, don't be afraid to say no to prospects if they aren't the right fit for your business. Making exceptions to your system leaves you vulnerable to dropping the ball and leaves your prospect with a less than perfect experience. Stick to the prospects you're best equipped to handle and keep delivering massive value in your practice.
I hope you've enjoyed this snippet from Deliver Massive Value, the Financial Advisor's Guide. If you want to listen to the rest of the book, you can go to Amazon.com to buy the Audible, or you can visit my website, MatthewJarvis.com, to download the first 2 chapters as a PDF, to buy the paperback version, which I'd be glad to sign for you, or to download a PDF version of the entire book. So that's MatthewJarvis.com or Amazon.com if you want the Kindle or Audible version. Happy planning.
Hold on before we go. Something that you need to know. This isn't tax, legal, or investment advice. That isn't our intent. Information designed to change lives. Financial planning can make you thrive. Start today, don't think twice. Be a better husband, father, mother, and wife.